Jenna, you're being crazy. Steve is allowed to go out with the guys for a night without you bringing home some stranger from a bar, especially when some psychopath escapes from a mental hospital.
I didn't take him home. I mean, maybe I should have. I could go back to the bar.
Then who's that standing behind you?
It's very funny. It's very funny. Nice try. I almost fell for it, but I've seen that movie.
Jenna, seriously, there's someone moving in the room behind you.
Hey everyone, the Lazy Reviewer here, and in this video, which is going to be the last of the horror movie, short horror films reviews, because I don't see the purpose of making more short horror film reviews doing after Halloween passes. It's gonna be like a tradition from now on. So yeah, but that doesn't mean I'm not gonna keep making short film reviews. I'm gonna keep doing it, but I'm gonna focus them more on my Instagram account, which I already done a few of them, which the focus is on famous directors' short films. You know, from Martin Scorsese, Pedro Almodovar, Christopher Nolan, Steven Spielberg, and lots of very famous directors. And we're gonna see their humble beginnings through their short films. I made a few of them on my Instagram account, which the link to my Instagram account is gonna be on the description down below. Anyway, I'm gonna be talking about the vastly underrated short horror film Skypemare. Now, Skypemare stars Cerina Vincent. Now, if you don't know who Cerina Vincent is, she's well known as the female Power Ranger from the show Power Rangers Lost Galaxy. And she's also one of the main leads of Eli Roth's 2002 cult classic Cabin Fever, which, if you don't know, she's the one who shaves her legs, shreds off the skins of her legs because she's contaminated with the flesh-eating virus, and then she gets eaten alive by a dog. Oh, sorry if anyone... I should have said spoilers before that. Ah, fuck. So, when I saw this film, I'm the type of person who likes that, who is very taken back by first impressions. So, believe me, this film didn't give me the great first impression, because I'm a person who wants to see horror take on new tropes, find some originality instead of being stuck on the same old cliches we've seen before, the same old horror stories we've seen before. But this film itself and the ending made me reevaluate, maybe swallow my own words and swallow my pride and rewatch the film again, because it really caught me off guard with that ending. So rewatching this film again, I realized how well crafted this short film is. By the film's opening scene, you get to see the television set on, which is turned into a news flash about Halloween, which eventually turns into breaking news of coverage of a recently escaped homicidal lunatic, which Cerina Vincent's character doesn't notice because she's chatting with a friend of hers through Skype. And this friend asks her how she's feeling as she is dealing with a recent breakup in the midst of Halloween season. So this small things will later lead to a huge development towards the film's plot itself. And like many great short horror films, it succeeds at building up these small plot points and these small background details that will later lead up to major developments into the film. Yeah, another thing I like about this film very much is the acting, especially from Cerina Vincent. She does a very good job conveying the emotions of dread, of having this sense of hopelessness in her situation, which makes it all the more relatable, because who wouldn't be feeling like that? Like, you're trying to warn your friend for some imminent danger. Your friend doesn't listen, doesn't pay attention. He thinks it's a prank, and there's nothing you can do because you're not there to help him notice the danger. You're far away, even though you feel close because you're talking to him, but you can't. So yeah. And I also love the fact that it's told through the single point of view of Cerina Vincent's character, since this is a simple concept of being used that the Skype is used through as the two friends have a chat. Cerina Vincent is the one who notices the ominous-looking, shadowy figure of the assailant in the background of her friend's room. She tries to warn her friend about it, but her friend thinks this is a joke. She's playing on her. And she begins telling her she's not falling for it, but Cerina Vincent is insisting on it because the figure keeps appearing in the background, and her friend keeps ignoring her. She thinks it's just another one of her pranks. And that's it feels like a typical horror trope, but it's very well done because it's sultry, because you're actually seeing it from the point of view of just one character. So basically you're feeling the same way as her. You're frustrated, just as frustrated as Cerina Vincent's character, because she's trying to convince her that there's somebody behind her. Just fucking look behind you. There's somebody in there. It's very well made. Another thing I like, which reminds me of the review I made for 2 AM The Smiling Man, the score. This film's score knows when to appear. It's not a ridiculously over-the-top suspenseful score. It's one of those where the piano chords begin to, this ominous sounding piano chords begin playing. When we get to see the shadow of the assailant in the background. When he disappears, the song abruptly stops. Once again he appears, the song once again begins intensifying. Every time he disappears, the song stops, and once again when he appears, the song continues. The score intensifies, and that was fucking amazing. And you feel just as freaked out as Cerina Vincent's character. Excellent. Also, I like the fact that it uses another one of the conventional tropes of the horror films, where you're in the midst of this horrible situation. You call the cops, and the cops are not very much of use. They're basically useless. So I like the fact that she tries to send her the location to her phone to the cops so that they can reach the house. But even though she has a phone to call the cops, she's in her own house. The cops once again are just useless. You just keep insisting on more information, not comprehending that this woman is desperate in her situation, which is kind of what happens in real life. I understand why this short film is very scary, because this could happen to anyone. Imagine if you're through a Discord chat, or Zoom, or some chat, or also Skype, and you're talking to one of your best friends, and you notice there's something weird in the background of whatever place your friend's talking, and you try to tell him, but he doesn't listen, and you're creeped out because there's nothing you can do. And it's fucking scary, the fact that this type of situation can actually happen in real life, especially now with the coronavirus, which makes it all the more terrifying and more accurate in its way. Yeah, and fuck, it's so fucking creepy. I keep realizing how fucking devastating it must be in that type of situation, which the film exploits, not in a extremely over the top way, but in a way that feels real to it. Also, the fact that the actresses, Cerina Vincent and the actress who plays her friend, also convey the emotions very well, and also the back and forth between them feels natural. It doesn't feel forced. It feels like a typical conversation that could be had between real friends talking through a Skype chat or Discord chat, like I said. And now I'm gonna be talking about. I'm gonna be saying spoilers. So yeah, I'm gonna be talking about the infamous ending of this short film. So the film's infamous ending is when Cerina Vincent's character realizes that the killer might probably be heading towards her house as his next victim, right? So she grabs a knife and prepares for the bloody showdown that awaits. But, however, she begins running, and she runs to hide herself in order for when the killer arrives so she can surprise him. And she slips on the floor with and she stabs herself with this kitchen knife. And then the fucking camera where the in the computer where the Skype conversation is going, the camera starts to move again, and then we realize that it was just a prank. That her friend and her boyfriend, who she was talking about at the film's opening as well, were both in it. They were doing a prank so they can actually, give her a good old scare in Halloween to make her feel better with herself since she's still recovering from a breakup. The only thing, it ended up really, really bad. And I understand why a lot of people can be really frustrated with this ending. I, on the contrary, love it because it was so unexpected, and you were so frustrated. You felt frustrated for Cerina Vincent's character because she's going through hell throughout the whole film. First, she gets dumped by her boyfriend. Then she hears the news of an escaped lunatic roaming around the neighborhood, probably looming around the neighborhood. And then she sees through her Skype conversation that her friend might probably be killed, and the fact that she tries to call the cops are fucking useless, and it's frustrating because she's going through hell and it's all just a fucking prank. But you understand the reasons behind the prank, but still you are fucking frustrated because you're like, that's it. It was just a prank. And it's kind of you feel disgusted because the friends just leave saying, oh, she fell for a prank, whatever. It frustrated me. It's disgusting, the ending, because you're like, that's it. After everything she went through in that night, she's left on the floor bleeding to death, and her friends think it's just she fell for the prank. And the thing is that she can't reach the phone because the phone is on the other side. And oh my god, man, she's screwed. Talking about one shitty and scary night in Halloween. But I can understand why people hate the ending, because it took a turn to the unexpected, which will frustrate them because the film was already building some expectations of where the film was gonna lead to, which is gonna lead to a bloody confrontation between Cerina Vincent's character and the escaped lunatic. But it didn't happen. It reminds me of the film of David Fincher's 1997 film, The Game, which Michael Douglas' character goes through hell during the whole film, and then at the end he's been told, oh, all the events you went through throughout the whole film, it's part of the game. Hence, the film's title, The Game. So, yeah, this is the type of ending it reminded me of. It's that this one is more well crafted. I know it's saying something that compared the short film towards a David Fincher film, but I like this one better because it only takes a couple of minutes to establish plot points and still shock us with this ending. Unlike The Game, which drags a lot. And to be honest, the twist was kind of underwritten, but anyway. So basically, I like this ending because it was building up to it. If you pay attention towards the dialogue in the opening dialogue of the film, which you see the two talking about the friend's boyfriend, and this is Cerina Vincent's character's favorite holiday, and she's feeling a bit down from the breakup. So once you get that into consideration, you realize that it makes sense to the whole twist that it was just a prank that went extremely wrong. Instead of cheering her up, now she's lying on the floor bleeding to death. So yeah, it's fucking brilliant. So yeah, that's all I have to say about this short film. So as usual, if you like this video, hit the like button and subscribe to my channel for more content like this. I'm the Lazy Reviewer, and thanks for watching.